All right. All right. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Here we go. Here we go. All righty. All righty. Hello. 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 Welcome in. Welcome. 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 All righty. How we doing, everyone? How we doing, Wolfpack? What's going on, guys? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys are brand new here, my name is Oborrok. I'm known as the White Wolf. My community is known as the Galactic Wolfpack. Everything we do is based on positivity. It has a foundation of positivity. No judgment. We chill, we vibe, we play a whole bunch of games, we hang out, we have a good time. We are doing PAWCAST episode 11 today, where we are bringing on a good friend by the name of Shosstah. And we're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about his music career. We are going to talk about remixing, DJing. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of really fun stuff. It's going to be a really, really good time, man. Thank you guys very much for joining us on the live experience of this, the live interview aspect of this, man. If you're coming back to this and you are watching this once it is a VOD, thank you for your time as well. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming back and watching this once it is a VOD. Or if you're listening on Spotify, if you would like to check it out on Spotify, we do have that linked at the top of the chat. So if you would like to go over there and check it out on Spotify, or if you're listening to it on Spotify right now, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Now, when it comes to music and Shosstah's music, we are actually listening to his music right now. We are listening to Shosstah's music right now, man. This is currently his WTF. This is currently his WTF. The song we listened to right before that was How I Feel. Alrighty, so let me pull up my notes here. All right. I am. You can see it in my face. Maybe not on Spotify. Okay, but you can tell in my voice. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it in my face. I am stoked. I am excited. I am so freaking hyped to talk to my good buddy Shosstah, man. It's gonna be a really good time, man. It's gonna be a really, really good time. Alrighty, man. Hopefully everybody's having a great week. Hopefully everybody's been having a great week. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, man. Yo. By the way, also I see Shosstah. Shosstah is in the live chat. He said, "Oi, what's going on, Shosstah? What's going on, Koalo? What is going on, Mama Wolf as well? What's going on, guys? Thank you for being a part of the live experience. Alrighty, man." But hopefully everybody's been having a good week. Man. Do you guys got any plans for the weekend? And actually, Synced. If you guys know what Synced is, PvE, VP, looter shooter, first person, third person, new game. It's got like nanotech and all kinds of really cool stuff. That actually just dropped. That just dropped last night. Today's technically like the first like official day, right, of the full launch, but that's out now. We're actually going to be streaming that on Twitch at 3:15 today. If you guys want to check that out, man. But yo, it's gonna be a good time. We also will have drops as well. We will have exclusive drops as well, man. They're gonna be doing the drops for I think 2 weeks, and then I think there's gonna be new drops after that. It's gonna be a good time. All right. Now, if you guys would like to check out any of the other socials, the TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of those are all linked below in the description down below, man. But if you guys are listening on Spotify, all my socials are at Oborrok, Oborrok. If you would like to check those out. Again, when it comes to streaming, we do have a stream schedule, man. We do stream on Twitch. We do stream on Kick. Kick is basically Twitch. Basically, it's just another streaming platform. It's super cool. Really like it. And we often days, sometimes I deviate from the schedule a little bit, and I'll do like some Thursdays or some Saturdays, depending on new games coming out or something like that. But oftentimes I do a Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then we start at 1:30 p.m. PDT. But of course, we do the podcast on YouTube starting at 1:30 p.m. PDT. So now we stream a little bit later on either Kick or Twitch on Fridays. But if you would like to check that out as well, those are also just at Oborrok, Oborrok, and we'd love to have you. We'd love to see you over there, man. Alrighty. That's enough about me. That is enough about me, man. Let's talk to the man of the hour. Let's call him in. Let's call him in, man. Alrighty. Let's call him in. Here we go. All right. Hey, my guy. Hello. All right. Let's get this hooked up here. Alrighty. All right. Okay, let's get this hooked up. What is going on, my man? Hello, welcome in. Let me get you a grand entrance. Get you a grand entrance, my man. Get you some applause. Yes, sir. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let me see. I should have you on here. There we go. There we go. Look who it is. It's Shosstah. Look at my guy. Look at him. Look at him, man. Hey, yo. What is going on, my goat? How are you, sir? Hello.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's Friday.
We
I'm
do
going
love
to
we
a
do love
concert
Friday.
tonight,
Yeah. Yo,
dude.
yo,
Everybody
tell
loves
me
Friday.
tell me about this concert.
I'm gonna go see 38 Special. Do
Ooh.
you know who they are?
I do not. I do not.
Oh
Tell me
man.
about him. Tell me about him.
So 38 Special, they're like an old Southern rock band.
Okay.
Think like Leonard Skinner, but just a little different. But
Okay.
they're yeah. A big part of my like upbringing was like listening to all that like old Southern rock and yeah, that's where a lot of inspiration comes from. Not for like the music that I make personally, but like as far as like overall inspiration in life and shit, dude. When I listen to like some old Southern rock, it's everything for me. So
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. You just answered like 4 questions. I'm not gonna
yeah,
Yo.
I'll talk for days. Dude,
Yo.
I get
Alrighty.
it from my dad. It's like
No, hey
no
man, me
problem.
too. Me too. No, Shasta and I were actually playing Fortnite like the other week. Dude, I felt so bad. I felt like I was talking your ear off, dude.
No,
Like,
you're good. You're good.
oh
The
man.
turntables are about to turn, my man.
Yes, yes, let's go, man. Let's go. Well, this is all about you, my man. So, you are free to talk as much as you want. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about everything, man. So, now really quickly, hopefully, audio levels are balanced properly. I do think we should be good.
Hope so.
Should be good,
I
man.
can yeah, I can always crank up a little bit if I need to.
Should be. Can we get one test, 1 2?
Test 1 2. Test one
Okay.
two. I
Turn it.
can
I'm
also
gonna.
talk louder too. I have a problem with talking quiet, so
Yeah, I mean, I kind of
sometimes I
I
don't
kind
know.
of I kind of do I
Some
do
of my
that
friends
sometimes
may say
too.
otherwise.
No, I I hear you. I hear you. Here, let me get one more thing here. Okay. I believe I have you at like 85. Can we get 1 2 1 2? Yeah, okay,
One
yeah,
two
yeah, we're
one
good.
two.
We are good. Okay, we should be good. We should be
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Alrighty. All right. Let me pull you back over here. There we go. All right. All right. Okay. So, um yeah, I was gonna say one of my questions was, well, by the way, how's your week been? How's your week been, man?
Dude, it's been good. I think it's 6th or 7th week back to work. So it's going good. I get summers off, so that's nice. But I still do work during the summers and whatnot. So um, yeah, it's been good. Just kind of getting back into the rhythm of everything. I like I like to make a lot of music throughout the summer, so I'm not having to like worry too much about it when I'm
Right.
doing my like work job. But I still find time to like make some good music and stuff here
I
and
mean,
there.
absolutely. I mean, come on. We got Higher, we got Higher, we got
Yeah,
WTF, How I
one of my
Feel.
favorites. Yeah,
Yeah. No, we
I
got so
really
many
like
good
Higher.
songs.
It's a good one. Definitely, I feel like it's one of my more underrated songs too. But it's one of my personal favorites. It has a lot of inspiration from a lot of different like think like genres of electronic music.
Yeah.
It's very UK kind of dubstep based, but then it also has in the second drop like a Jersey Club element
Yeah.
to it. I'm a big Jersey Club fan, so that can be a whole separate conversation. I won't go on the rabbit hole to that just yet, but um, yeah. So that's actually one of my personal favorites. I was trying to actually think about that before we had this whole thing going. I was like, man, the hell is he gonna ask me? And like, I don't know, like that would if I were to pick one that's released, that may actually be my favorite as
Okay.
far as like an original song that I made, I guess. So
Now, do you have an album or do you just have a bunch of singles right now?
no. So this is a conversation.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, I feel like every question you ask me, I'm just gonna go down a rabbit hole. But
Hey, Talk as much as you want, man. Yo,
Um,
I am here for you. We are here for you. We want to
good.
hear from you, man. And by the way, Wolfpack, if you have any questions, you guys got any questions, man, feel free to leave them in the live chat
Yeah, absolutely.
or leave them in the comment section if you're coming back and watching this once it is a VOD. Also, if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can scroll down a little bit. There's a Q&A section. We'll go in there. We'll comment, reply. If you guys have anything like that, man, let us know. If you guys have any specific questions about Shosstah or music or anything like that, man. Alrighty, but yeah, so
Where were we?
yeah, yeah, like music, yeah, like no,
Uh,
oh God, what did I ask you? Wow, this is
it's okay.
wow. Do you see?
My
Do you
train of thought,
see?
my train of thought's about 10 seconds after I get off
Yeah,
work. Okay,
no, see,
so
no, that's me
like
too. That's me
while I'm
too,
at
man.
work, I try my best to remember everything. As soon as I'm gone, I'm like,
Well, I mean, that's a question. How was how? No, that face right there, that's me. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm here. I'm here. I hear you. I
it
might
is
not
what it is.
remember it, but I
Yeah.
you know, how was work? How's work, man?
Um,
Completely different
we,
conversation now.
yeah, yeah. No,
Completely forgot what
work
we were
was
talking
good.
about.
Work was good. Work was good. I am trying my damnedest to remember what we were talking about, but
Yeah, dude, what
for the life
happened?
of me, I really can't. And you know what? I think my mom used to say, if you can't remember, it must have not been that fucking important. So it was probably just me rambling.
Yeah,
So
I mean, me too. Me too, man. Come on now. Like, look, listen. If you're taking any blame, put some on me too. Come on now.
no, no, you're
Look.
good. You're good.
Golly. Okay. No. What were we talking about?
It's all right. This may happen like 5 or 6 times during this whole thing, and
I,
it's
I
fine.
I was expecting me to do this. Like you know what I mean?
We'll just like rewind and be like, dude, you said this, and I'll be
Yeah,
like,
you literally
don't
said.
it was like 2 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
exactly,
Fuck
dude.
off, you
It
know?
was 15 seconds ago. Do you really think I'm gonna remember that? Come on
Leave me
now.
alone, okay?
No. Okay.
Album, yeah,
Album.
okay,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
nice.
See, it's
We
coming back. It's coming back.
we
It's
probably would have gotten back to that at some point, but
yeah.
yeah, okay. As far as an album goes, um, I really think that albums, especially at my level and where I'm at,
Mm,
it's kind of difficult to put out an album.
mm.
Um, it's also, I think, really difficult at my level to put out like an EP. Um, and
Actually,
there's a bunch of reasons for that.
mm,
A ton of reasons for that. Um, one being like I'm just really kind of particular who I really want to work with. Um, like as far as label wise, I have a few in mind that I do want to work with and see kind of where that may go. But they still have to also like my music, like I guess me, but I still also have to have more of like a presence in the scene, I guess.
have a footing in the
Yeah, and
yeah.
right now I don't have enough of like a following or like a community to like put out an EP that's really going to be like well received, listened to, and whatnot. So
Right.
it's actually just best to put out almost like a single a month. Um, but I'm actually doing something pretty cool that I've actually never done before. Um, this is kind of an exclusive thing because I've never said this really yet, but I
Well, hey, if this is the first time you're saying this, I'm honored. Absolutely
yeah,
honored,
well,
man.
it's kind of it's something I actually posted to like my stories a while back, and it was just me asking like, should I do a concept EP? Which I was kind of like, I kind of want to do a concept EP, but like it's also kind of something like, dude, if I don't do it right, then it's like
Yeah.
I would do like 4 songs, and like, okay, if only like one song's great out of all four, then like, like
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like not well received. Um, but then I was also like, should I do a concept EP or should I do one song a week for a month?
Oh,
So each week in a month, I put out a song. So I'm actually going to be doing that in the month of November. So
okay.
each week in the month of November, I'll be putting out a song on all streaming services, like all original stuff, all that stuff. So that's that's something I'm pretty excited about.
Okay.
I have so much music that literally is just sitting and has been sitting, and it's kind of music that I'm like, I like it, I really do, and it's definitely something I want to put out and release. But is it like worthy of being on like some label? I mean, maybe, I don't know, but
You're kind of wanting to see like where it fits, you know?
yeah,
It's
but at
it's
the
good
same
it's good
time,
music, but you want to find like where it's gonna fit and where it would be most well
e-
received, whether that be an
exactly.
album, an EP, something like that.
Exactly. And the part about that is with with putting out something like an EP, you want it to be super tight. Like
Mhm.
when I put out an EP, I want every song to be listened to just as much as the the biggest one. Like whatever, like having an EP that's really cohesive, four to three, honestly 3 to 4 songs. People will be like, oh, three track EP. It's electronic music, man. You can
Yeah.
kind of get away with a lot of shit, which is one of the things I really enjoy about it.
Now,
And
quick question for anyone who
sure,
may not know, what
yeah.
is the main difference between an album and an EP?
Okay, so an album I think is over 5 tracks. So if it's
Okay.
like over 5 tracks, I think it's technically an album. Um, I've always been an EP kind of guy. Like
Okay.
I'm uh, just because I think a lot of times you'll all the songs are more kind of put together, and a lot of times you have someone put out like a 15 track album, and it's like, okay, out of these 15 songs, like maybe 5 of them are good, or something like that, and the rest of them are just throwaways. Which throwaways in terms is just a song that it's like
Right.
it's good, but like and going back to me releasing those songs in November, those songs aren't throwaways.
Right.
They're songs that I still play in my sets. I just want to self-release them because I just I don't really think they fit like anywhere, which is fine. I don't really think a lot of my music fits in in a label, really. And I know
Right.
it sounds kind of strange, but um, there's a lot of labels I'd like to work with, but it's like, man, I just make so much weird shit, and nothing, it all is like here and there, and I'm very multi-genre. Like when you listen to my music, it's you go from how I feel to what the fuck, and you're like, what the fuck? It
Yeah.
really is it's a total transition of, genre.
Right.
But one of the reasons I do that is for just, I don't know, fucking, I sometimes would open a show and I'd want to play some house, but I was like, oh, I don't make house music. It's like, well, I could, so I do, and now I just kind of went with that. So
That actually brings me to your TikTok. So real quick,
yeah,
where can people find you? Where
uh,
can
very easy. Just kind of like yourself. I'm at Shosstah on all socials, at literally everything. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Uh, yeah,
Wolfpack, you know what time it is, man. Drop them a follow,
everything.
stream up the music, check them out. SoundCloud, Spotify, everything, man. Check them out at Shosstah. We will have those links. Shosstah.com is his link tree.
Yeah,
We will have that in the description down below as well if you want to check that out. Now, so about your TikTok, let me get back on track
yeah.
because otherwise I'm gonna completely forget.
You're
One of
good.
these days, man, I'm gonna be on track. I'm gonna be like, you know what? The fur on this wall is very soft, and then I'll be like, just completely lose. You know what I mean? I'll be like, I'm all
Surf
over
the
the
furry
place.
wall, man.
Yeah,
Surf the furry wall.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's very distracting. I mean, I tell you that for sure, man.
It
Someone with
is.
ADHD, I should not have this because I'm like, oh, this is very nice. What was I talking about? Like, like it's so nice. You know what I mean? No.
Right.
No. So about your TikTok, that actually brings me back to one of your. Trying to remember when you posted this, or at least when I saw it. I want to say I maybe saw it. I don't know what 8 months ago or so. I don't know exactly when you posted it, but I saw it maybe like 6 to 8 months ago, and it was a TikTok talking about. I think you had stitched somebody. I think you stitched somebody that said like, music artist, what is your, how do you go about, the proper mindset or
Oh
something like
shit,
that?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I think I actually purged that video too, because I was like doing like I was just cutting shit out, and yeah, no, I kind of actually wish I left that up because that shit still stands super true to me, and
Yeah.
I will die on a fucking hill for this shit all day,
No,
every
and
day,
and see, and actually the
all day,
crazy
every day.
the crazy thing is too, man. The crazy thing is too, people say like you don't realize like how much of an impact you have, you know? Like I didn't even
Really?
know that video was down. Like I saw
Yeah.
that video like 8 months ago and then you're talking about music, we're talking about all these different stuff and I'm like, "Oh, that reminds me this thing that you talked about 8 months ago," you know?
Yeah.
But no,
So
you were you're basically talking about like I'm trying to remember
sorry if
your
you hear my roommate's dog, by the way. He's
Oh
kind of
no, no, you are all
yeah,
good.
moving
I can't hear it at all. No, your mic
Okay,
sounds
cool.
perfect. But no, no, no. By the way, you're talking like kind of far away from it, and you sound great. You sound great.
I just boost the gain, man. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised with the gain boosted like that. I cannot
Yeah.
hear any background noise like at all.
I
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
I audio engineer, man. I don't know.
I no, see, I hope you're not like hearing
Oh, you
me
sound great, dude.
ridiculously like, you know,
No, it sounds great.
because no, I talk really close to my mic sometimes. So
Oh, dude, I'm usually eating the fucking thing, so I get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yo,
My gain is usually actually very low, so this is why I was like, "Oh man, I hope the levels sound good cuz I'm scared. I don't,
yeah,
yeah. I'm weird.
no,
I'm so weird with audio. That's why I was like, hey, call test." And
dude, I'm so serious. If we were in the same room and there was audio stuff for
uh-huh.
5 minutes, bro, they'd be like, all right, fix this audio. We'd be in there all day.
Yeah.
We would be in there all day, bro. Because I cannot like I'll look at audio literally before I even started this. I'm looking at audio levels. I'm like, okay, that's good, that's good. Wait, no, that's not good. Wait, no, it's fine. That's how I normally have it. It
Yeah.
is that fine? Is that fine? That is fine. It's no, it's not fine. I need to check it again. I need to check it. Hello, one two one two. Dude, I always do
Get
that,
it.
man. I always freaking do that. So no, I definitely hear you. And I would you say you take that into making music as well? Like, would you, when you're in the creative process, right? When you're in the creative process, like, do you kind of just have a thought that comes to you, like the Barbie one, right? And you're just like, you
Yeah.
know what?
Oh yeah. Oh
Just
god.
randomly, it comes to you, and
Hell
you're like,
yeah.
I'm gonna make this.
Those are the best songs, man. I mean, those well, I won't say they're the best, but I feel like that's when I think making music is sometimes the funnest. Um, just because that instant inspiration hits you, and you're like, okay, I can fucking do something with this shit, and
Yeah,
just see what works, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you scrap it. So that's kind of one of my things for that is, I also have like I kind of have like this method to making music now that's I think it's a really good I think it's a good habit. Can sometimes not be, but you have to sometimes know. Um Whenever you're working on something and you first start it, like just started it, work on it for 30 minutes. If you do not like it, or at least or like feeling it, and should kind of love it after 30 minutes. If you get to a process of where you can work that fast, you know,
right,
people don't work as fast. So it's 10 years in,
right.
I can make something.
It could be an hour, it could be 6 hours, right?
Yeah, but
You got it down to
my
like
thing
30
is
minutes. Okay.
if you don't really like it within about 30 minutes, fucking scrap it and just
Yeah.
move on. Go to the next one, because when you get to a point of you sit there for like an hour and you've just been fucking with the drums, and it's like, dude, go, like, make progress.
Right.
Sitting there working on drums for an hour when you haven't even developed like an idea of the song is so it's rough. It's super rough. And that comes from someone who literally would start with drums for music, and I still sometimes start with drums. And it's not saying like drums can't inspire, but it's good to have that cohesive balance, okay?
Hmm.
And that's for me. I don't know. I used to start with the drums. Now I'm always kind of starting with synths and sounds like that, and it constantly changes, man. It really does. But you know, you gotta progress, and the song has to progress. Like if you're sitting there working on a kick, snare, hi hat pattern for 30 minutes and you haven't even started making like a, any bass noises or anything like that, it's like move on, keep it going, you know.
And
But
do you think
everybody has their own process. This is just mine, so it's not like my process is not like the end all be all for anybody because
right,
it's
right. No,
everybody's
and see
fucking
that's
different.
the thing. That's the thing about streaming. That's the thing about music. That's the thing
Yeah,
about content creation. Like there are people out there, like if there are people out there that are just like, you got to do this. This is the end all be all. This is what you got to do if you want to, get big on YouTube or Twitch, or like this is how you do it. And it's like, no, it worked for you. It might have worked
yeah,
for 10 people. It might have worked for 100 people. It might not work for everybody else, right? Like you have to kind of find your own rhythm. You have to find, in content creation, you have to find your own style of thumbnail, right? Like you can gain
100%.
inspiration from people, but you have to have like your own flow. And I really like what you said too. You're like, work on it for 30 minutes, and if you don't like it, move on to something else. Because if you're
Yeah,
just sitting there and you're not getting any work done, not only are you not getting any work done, but you're also, do you think that could also possibly like kind of mess with the mindset, like mess with the creative process? Because in like you go into it, you have an idea, and then you start working on it, and then you want that so bad to work, but it doesn't
hmm,
work, and then you are like fixated on making that work that
yeah.
you get nothing else done. You think that can kind of
Um, okay, so that's actually a pretty
I'm
good
sorry, that was
question. No, that's a great
like
question because okay, so let's say I have an idea and I start that idea and in 30 minutes I'm like, fuck, I really don't like this, or like it's there but it's not there, and that's something that happens a lot. Um, so what I'll actually do with that, if I still like that like one aspect of it and I've got that down, let's say I'm just making some little melody or something, do 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 do, whatever, okay, and I don't like it for what I'm doing with maybe the drums. Well, okay, maybe try some different drums. Maybe try a completely different kick pattern. Maybe change the tempo. Like there's a lot of different things that I will eventually do to try and start getting it to it. Like if it's still just there and I'm like, fuck, I really like this and I want to keep it, but it's just not there. It's not where I want it to be. I just try to start adding things that I may think work, and a lot of the times you'll come out with something that sounds really good and or works, and that's kind of what I'll do if I get into that kind of like state where I'm like, I want this. I got to this point and I'm like, fuck, I don't it's not here yet. What do I do now? Try something else, cuz you can still always keep going, I don't I try really hard to stick to my 30-minute thing, but sometimes I'll be like, I'll give it a little extra time, and sometimes it's time wasted, sometimes it's uh figuring new things out and actually learning from the process of doing something, cuz that is something I do take away from it is even if even if I don't like it, even if I'm like, this sucks, like I really, really, really don't like this, I will do my best to try and find something that I learned from it and just be
yeah.
like, okay, well, like, I didn't like it this way, or I didn't like this way, or fuck, I hate that tempo. Why would I ever make anything at that tempo ever? That kind of shit. But I don't discriminate on tempo though. All tempos are great, man.
No,
Anything past 180 though, you can get fucked. That you're just doing too much at that point.
but so you
It's like
that
that's
that
I
sounded yo,
you
that
know
sounded
I
That sounded kind of
I
good
love
though.
I fucking love hardstyle, but dude, them they push it. It's like 175 some shit. I'm like, no. It's cool. I would actually probably enjoy like a happy hardcore show, and I'd just be like, Jesus Christ, I can only probably do like 10 minutes of this, but I'm in it to win it.
So actually, that leads me into a question I got here.
Sure.
Is there a specific BPM that you go for?
Ooh, good
Like,
question.
is there a
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
your kind of music? Like, this is kind of like a method of how many beats per minute you would go for your own music, or what you prefer, or just what you like in other music, maybe.
I will say this. It does vary
Mm,
from time to time. Um, yeah, I mean, it varies. It really does. Because I'll have times where I like making stuff at 140, but then I'll be like, I want it to be just a little more up tempo and push 150. Um, Sometimes like how I feel, I think is at like 128 or 130. I think can't remember. I think it's 130. Um, yeah, it's like I jump around a lot just because I think you know genres are kind of sometimes, not always, but genres are tied to a tempo sometimes.
mm.
But you can, dude, some people make some of the dopest dubstep music at like 120 and like 130, and it sounds so cool because it's slow as shit, and it's not, you're just like boom 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 boom. It's very fucking low and intense, and you can do so much with like little transitions in between sounds, and it's really cool, and big it's a big thing amongst like I the what we call the wook community. These are like your modern day electronic hippies. So
Okay.
yeah, there's like Deadheads, right?
Yeah.
Right? You like Grateful Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar? Okay.
um
So
Not, oh, my apologies. No, not Grateful Dead.
you don't
No.
know the Grateful Dead?
No, you got to put me on.
Bro, what?
Put me on. Put me on, man.
Holy shit. I mean, I don't really like the Grateful Dead. I mean, they're good, but like it's jam band music. So
Okay.
just
Okay. Okay.
think
Got
of
you.
that. But like,
I got you.
so you've got like Deadheads, or like hippies
Mm.
basically, and then like your electronic form of that we call wooks. And it's
Okay.
just,
Okay.
oh yeah, they're creatures of the night. That is what they are. Little gremlins.
What
But
is
they're super nice people. Yeah, super nice people.
they are
Um,
gremlins of the night. They're super nice
until
people.
until until they until they like bust through like the bathroom stall, and they're like, "Hey man, can I like get like a cigarette or something, dude?" Like, it's like, yeah, sure, man. Think I could get like a lighter and it's like, yeah, fuck, man. I guess I don't know. Like, sure.
Can I get a ride
And
home
it's
too? Like,
yeah, yeah. No, he'll ask for a ride home. He'll
yeah.
ask for fucking everything. No, they I'm giving them a major hard time. They're fucking. They're actually really cool. A lot of people that identify as being a wook.
Okay.
They're very cool people.
I
Yeah,
got you. I got
for
you.
sure.
What is the heaviest BPM you've ever listened to? Like the absolute, like, if you were listening to like just this crazy like rock dubstep hard style type, just insanely fast, pounding your eardrums, like,
Yeah.
what do you
Uh
think like the highest BPM is that you listen to, that you enjoyed?
oh, that like I listen to that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Drum and bass. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
drum and
And
bass.
that sits around.
Yeah, you're probably looking up like, I mean, there's some drum and bass that's like a 165, but it could be anywhere from like 165 to like, that would be pretty slow drum and bass, but it's
Okay.
still up there. To like maybe 175,
Okay. Because
maybe a little more,
I
maybe a
was
little
good.
more. Some
I
people
was
push 180, and I'm just like, dude, this is like almost too much.
You're like it's
I'm a
good. You're like it's
hyperactive dude,
good.
but
It's good here. Leave it. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'd probably say drum and bass, like Noisia. I don't know if you've ever listened to them. They're
I need to I need to brush up
literally like
on
they're
my
like the
music.
kings of drum and bass, in my opinion. There's a fucking shitload of people. Imanu, he's really good. I may have butchered his name, but he's super duper dope. Um, Tynan, I feel like I may have said his name wrong too, but he has like one drum and bass song. I can't remember the name of it. Um,
But whenever it comes on, you're like, yo.
oh, dude, if I hear it, I'm like, ooh, yeah. So
You're on the drive home, you're
there's in
stuck
those
in traffic, you're pissed off, that comes on, and you're like, man, I'm mad, but this is a good song. Like,
I'm
oh
a
man.
slow ass driver. I drive like a fucking grandma, dude. I really do. It's bad.
Yo.
I get honked at and shit, and I'll just piss off. Like I'm chilling when I drive, dude. People are crazy, man. I'm not in it. I'm not in it to win it. I'm in
Oh
it to
no, man.
keep it safe.
No, see, and I like that and I appreciate that, dude. See, in Cali, I mean, I would imagine in every state, somewhere, somehow, s- there's people driving crazy everywhere, right?
Tennessee's
All,
wild as shit, man. It's
oh
getting
yeah,
worse.
oh yeah, but
It's becoming literally like Tennessee, especially Nashville. Nashville is becoming like the LA of the East, and
ooh,
it's been slowly becoming that, but it's just getting worse.
yeah.
It's worse. I mean, I don't live in Nashville. I fuck God, Nashville's too insane for me. I did for a brief period of time, and it was cool, but yeah, it was just a bit much and fucking insane over there. But
I was gonna say like we got the fast lane is
yeah,
65, right? We got
yeah,
fast lane 65. You might be able to do 70, right? And get away with it. No, no. You're gonna have people going 90,
oh, I bet,
100. Oh, like
I bet.
they don't care. They do not
I don't give
care,
a
bro.
shit.
You could be in the fast lane going 70 and people are just they're bumping Motley Crue, just freaking like
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah,
dude, there's no way I'm going 5 over the speed limit and you're going 25. Like, what? This is
yeah,
insane. It's just freaking crazy, man. Like you said, like you want to get to the destination safely, you know.
yeah,
You're not in a hurry. Like you got places to go, you got a time frame to meet, yeah, but you're not trying to,
yeah.
cause no accidents or anything. Like you want to make sure you're safe, everybody else is safe. I appreciate that. I really appreciate
It's
that, man.
very important. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
I inst- I hate driving with people that drive fast, man. I'm just like, dude, slow the fuck down, man. Like,
And
we're
and
on a race.
the thing is too,
On a
like
race.
you have to you have to practice defensive driving too. Cause like there are man,
Yeah.
yeah, there are so many
Gotta
people that
watch
just
out for people, bro.
yeah, yeah.
I always have like a car length, maybe a car length and a half in front of me. So I'm just like, there's no telling if this person's gonna slam on the
Right.
brakes. I'm
Right.
just
And
like,
that's the thing too. Like a lot of people, they don't understand you can't hit your brakes and then, like
no,
you're going 65 and you have to stop abruptly. You're not hitting your brakes and stopping a couple inches in front. You're sliding, like you're going. So if you're, 2 feet away from a car, you are slamming into that car, man. Like you gotta back up. You gotta be careful. Like it's
a
freaking
lot.
crazy, man. You know? And it's just insane. Like every time, like we've always had this saying over the years. We're like, "Where's the fire? Dog? Where's the fire? Where's it at? Like, where do you gotta go so bad that you are going 90 miles? There are people that do that in like the normal lane, like the
Gotta get to
55.
my
Like,
job. Gotta get to
yeah,
my job.
no man. And the crazy thing is too, because I live in like Yeehaw, California. Like
Oh damn.
I'm yeah, I live in Farm Town, California. Okay, I'm
Yeah, dude.
Central Cali, dude.
Nice.
We it- like back roads, just long farm back roads. People are
Hell yeah.
gunning it 110. They don't
Hell
care.
yeah, brother. They're
Yeah.
just sending it, man.
Yeah. Like
Send that way, Bo. Don't give a
they,
shit.
yeah, exactly. No, man, it's freaking crazy. No, it's crazy too because we literally live like I live in like just like the weirdest place, man. I live in the weirdest place because if you saw my house, you'd be like, all right, cool. Now you're expecting just like a long 20-mile road. No, it is this and then freeway right next to it. It is so weird. You are
Hey,
expecting like you're like, okay, farmhouse, orchards, cool. Where's the road? Nope. Freeway right next to it. Like literally right next to it. And it's
hey,
crazy too cuz like all the people driving crazy, like all this kind of stuff, you'll literally have people just and we can hear it in our house. Like we can literally
oh my
the,
gosh.
past the orchards. We're
What?
talking, couple hundred yards of orchards, then a couple hundred yards of just dirt, and then the road. And we're hearing people just, and I'm like, you got to be doing like 100 miles an hour. Like, what are you doing, bro? There's no way we can hear
Wild.
that in our house. Like, that's crazy. No,
You're
you
wild, bro.
for real, man. It's definitely crazy. Um, but no, so so you're saying that when it comes to BPM, like when it comes to like your own music as well, it kind of varies. It varies on the genre. It kind of varies on the
Kind of.
genre of music
Yeah.
that you're making, or just kind of like the tone of a song that you're. Have you ever made a song that kind of goes outside of a normal BPM?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of course. I mean, and I think a lot, but I think that that's also just some of those things are what we would just call like subgenres, you know?
Okay.
Like, so like, um, there's like hyper pop. Okay, I don't know if
Okay.
you've ever heard of like hyper pop,
I
like
may
100 Gex.
have heard a song, but I just didn't
Okay,
know to it like to be referred as that.
so there's a 100 Gex and this individual named Sophie. Rest in peace, Sophie. Made some
Hey.
incredible music. But yeah, like hyper pop would be kind of like more sped up house music with like really chip tony kind of sounds. Um, and it's really dope. I love it. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's songs that I've definitely made that are like kind of not in the normal like BPM of like the style of the song. That's what
They
makes
don't
it
fit
fun though.
they don't fit the mold, like
Sure,
the
sure.
basic like mold, but it works. It
It
works because
works.
yeah.
That's
No,
like
I mean
that's what I was saying. Like somebody making like dubstep at like 120, like that shit works and it sounds really dope. It's really
if you
cool.
can make it sound cool, you can break out of that mold, and it's not even like you can't even really
Yeah,
tell. You're like, oh, this is like slowed down dubstep, but this sounds awesome.
yeah.
I
And
got you.
most people probably won't even have a clue that it's a different tempo unless you're someone who's like really, really, really paying attention. Maybe
Right.
I don't know.
Uh, so I gotta. So, what made you get into DJing specifically?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Because you've been around like the
So
scene of music for a long time. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm from Knoxville, and where I've pretty much lived like my whole life. Um, this is a really long answer, but I'll try to be as short as I can.
You are all
I
good, man.
When I graduated high school in 2012, I
I'm showing
I
my
went to
years
like
right now. I'm really showing my years. Damn.
yeah, you're a youngin', bro. I'm old as shit. At least I'm getting there. But I I went to like my first show. That was like I don't know, a couple months after I graduated. Um, and it kind of just like set the tone for I was in a band before in like high school, and I loved doing that. I loved performing. I've kind of always been a performer. I was in like theater all through high school just because I really enjoy like being a fucking jackass. And you know if you were to talk to any of my friends, they would be like, yeah, he's a bit much, but
Do you
I can
like
also be
being on stage, like in front of a bunch of people?
I actually do. I enjoy being on stage a lot. It's fun to perform. It's really fun to just get out there and like do your thing, whatever that may be. But so I was in a band in high school. We were like a post-hardcore band. Um, shout out to all of my old bandmates. They're great dudes, all of them. Um, you know, I but yeah, so I loved doing that, and that kind of dissolved a little bit after high school, which happens. Um, and I went to like my first electronic show, and I was like, oh shit, like this all sounds like familiar. And like in high school, I was like really into like Rusko and Caspa, and these are like a lot of guys from like the UK, like Koki. Um, a lot of these guys like kind of really, I don't know, made me feel like this was something I could do, and it's something I kind of wanted to do. Um, because believe it or not, when you're in a band, um, depending on how many people in your band, it's not just one opinion. It's like 5 to 6 opinions, and that can be kind of hard. And then also getting 5 to 6 people together can even be more difficult. So I guess when I figured out I could just kind of do it like by myself, I was like, okay, cool. Um, but I had no clue how to like make music, like work in what we call a digital art workstation or a DAW. I use Ableton to make all of my music, and I had no idea what the hell to do. I had no clue. But so before I started making music, and I went to this show, I was like, oh, I could do that. Like I could DJ. Like it looks cool. It looks fun. Um, and so I was like really fortunate to get like my first show booking. I was playing at like an open decks. Um, one of my oldest buddies, who basically is the reason why I think I even got into the scene in the first place. Shout out Perry Davis. Um, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have never got like my foot into the door. And after that, like it was it just kind of all started going, and I started playing like more and more and more and more. But I was still just DJing, and then I had one show in particular that like hit the hit the fucking light bulb above the head, whatever you want to say. Um, I I was very fortunate to literally a literal year after I graduated high school, I got to play a sold out show at this local club that's no longer still there, but it was opening for Borgor, and his support was this guy. His name's OK, um, and he was like OK was like really big into like the trap music, electronic trap music scene, like in that time, 2013 specifically. And Borgor's Borgor. I think most people, if you've probably heard of electronic music, you probably know who Borgor is. Um, Dude, that changed everything. And I was like, okay, now what the fuck do I have to do this and like propel it further, or at least just myself as an artist? And someone told me like, dude, you gotta make some music. Just gotta make music. And that's what I did. And I made a lot of shit, a lot of trash, a lot of garbage, just sounds like Tonka the Tank Engine ass beats. Like, I mean,
Yo.
trash. I'm talking like I would make the most horrendous sounding dubstep, and it was just me trying so fucking hard to try and make something. And now, after many years and a lot of educating myself, you know, having close friends educate me. If it wasn't for the guys in Moniker, Jacob and Brandon, they were like the kings in Knoxville at the time when I first kind of entered the scene. And dude, I idolized the shit out. I still idolize them to this day because they're just awesome. And you know, I think it's mostly Jacob now, but it's they're still such great guys. And my who is basically my manager, um he he was kind of one of the other guys that really helped propel me He was uh, he's the shit, man. Shout out to my boy Justin.
So like you said, long answer, long answer.
Yeah,
But
sorry
no,
for the
no, no,
long
no, no, no,
answer.
no, no. That's amazing. So let me like recap this a little bit. So
Do it.
basically, it started basically in high school. You were in a band. Did you have a favorite instrument? Like, did you play like a?
I was playing bass in the band, and I was the clean vocalist. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
like so we were like a post-hardcore band, so very like attack, like woe is me
okay.
sound.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
we were very into like Of Mice and Men type shit.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, like
That's
that's what we were
awesome.
going for. But yeah, yeah, everything just spiraled from
Yeah.
there.
So it started in high school and then you basically it literally just went from there. That's
Went to my
really cool.
first show, and it like yeah, and I was like, oh, sick.
You had that moment too where you were just like this right here, you're like this is everything. You know, you're
Yeah,
like the
definitely.
scene, the setting, the people, the stage, the lights, the feeling and just the vibe, the energy that
Yeah,
is in this place right now. You're like, how do I recreate this? How can I potentially
yeah,
be like the headliner one of these days?
yeah,
How can I?
yeah. Exactly,
I got
exactly.
you. I got you. That's freaking awesome, man. That is really, really freaking awesome. You basically just kind of you tried it, and then you were like, "How do I do this?" And somebody was like, "Just hey, you just make music, just do it." And then
Yeah,
it just went from there. You made a bunch of stuff. That's the thing too. Like you say like you made like a bunch of like not good music and the
oh
thing
yeah.
like the thing is too
I
like
still make not good music,
what do
man. It's
you
just only
mean?
got. Oh, it's just oh well, you just don't hear that shit.
No.
That's the shit nobody hears. I don't post any of that shit. I won't even no, dude. I still
Oh
make shit
man.
music. And that's the thing is like I guarantee you your favorite fucking producer still makes shit music. You just don't see it. So half the time, they're probably making some good shit, but at the end of the day, like your favorite producer is probably still making shit that's like he's probably looking at it like, mm-mm, mm-mm, I don't know, mm-mm. And you're just like, well, that's why they don't post it. And yeah, like as good as my music sounds on a, a on Spotify and all that shit, like, dude, if you heard me like playing or working on music at home and it's like in the very beginning process, you'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? It really is. But I relate that to like drums too. Like, I wouldn't want someone to like just see me kind of like fiddling around, like when I'm just messing around on my drums at home or something, and versus like, like I'm recording a video for drums. I don't really do that very much anymore, but the relation's still there. Like, me fiddling around and just trying to make something, create something versus like I know I can play this. This is good. It's steady. It's solid. It's gonna work. I don't know.
I got you. I got you. In taking that and kind of putting that into like content creation as well, people say like if you want to like get a footing in content creation, they're like make 100 videos. They're gonna suck.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be
Oh yeah.
really, really bad. But they're just like a
Yep.
lot of people want to get into content creation, and they're like if it's content creation or if it's whatever, dedicate yourself to the craft and just make something. It's not going to be good. You're going to mess up. You don't know what you're doing, but as
Yeah.
you are continuing to make things, you're gonna learn stuff, right? Like
Agreed.
you're gonna end up learning stuff, and like you say, you're like the music wasn't good, and you're like still like I still don't make good music, but now you like that's what you say. That's what you say.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I get
But
no, but I did say it. I
but
definitely
but
did.
no, but no. Like the funny thing is, like I will never say like you'll be like, you know, you said that you had bad music, and I'm like, I'll never say that. But then I'll do the same thing with my own videos, and you'll be like, dude, your videos are great, and I'll be like, nah, man, my videos are trash. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, nah, dude, like you don't even see all the videos I throw away, dude. Like they're so bad, like, oh, dude, the
Right.
editing was so bad. Like, the funny thing is, it's just like, I, it's so weird because you can see somebody else and you can see the creative process of what they're doing and you're like wow this is amazing, you're like dude this is trash. Like what do you mean? And it's like to you you don't know anything about it, you're like this is amazing, and
It's
it's
all
like
a
somebody
perception, man.
somebody that has like the experience in it, they're just like, no, this is really bad. Do you want to know why? Because it's this, and this. And you're like,
Yeah.
I thought it was cool because it sounded cool. I thought it was cool because it looked cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, you learn that over time. Like in content creation, they say make 100 videos. Make 100, like don't make 100 throwaway videos. Make like genuinely try to make good videos. And I think it's Mr. Beast that said this. He said try to like learn something, or this is what he does. Try to learn something with each video, right?
Oh yeah.
And by your 101st video, like you should have in you're not going to be perfect, you're not going to be a pro, but you should have an idea of
Be
like
a hell of a lot
maybe
better than you were at
right.
zero.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what you're saying too. Like you have the 30-minute like period of time working on
Yep.
something, even if it is something that is throwaway at the end of the day, it's something that you're not going to work on, something that you're not going to continue, right? You still try to have that positive mentality, you still try to learn something from it. And I really I respect that. I really do. I really appreciate that you find something positive in even something you would consider like not good.
Oh yeah.
That's
All the
that's what's
time.
up. That's what's up,
All the
man.
time. Yeah. I will say this, that like if there was a message I could give to all like starting producers, when I first started making music in like 2014ish, I don't really remember when Splice started. It may have actually been around that time, maybe a little bit after. But there's this tool that a lot of people use. It's called Splice. It basically just has a bunch of like samples, like everything you could ever think of, like keys, basses. There's kick drums, snares, percussion, and then so much more. Um, get that shit. Get a DAW, whatever DAW you want. It does not matter, and sit down and write your ass some music, because there's so many tools accessible for so many people to make music that were not very accessible when I first started it. If Splice started in like 2014, 15, it was nowhere near what it is today. Today it's like it's fucking amazing. I mean,
Right.
I pull shit from it all the time. I use tons of vocals from Splice that are in my music, and it's all royalty free. You can literally post it to Spotify and everything.
Anything. Yeah.
It's because it's when someone makes something for Splice, you're literally signing over the rights for them to be able to use it in either commercial or personal music, and that's awesome. And people will be like, oh well, what if that song gets like really popular with that one sound? Well, then
I mean, it's free.
I mean, well,
Like
it's
yeah,
not. I mean, you pay a credit for it every time. So like, if I like
yeah.
something and I'm like, ooh, I like this. Like I have like 1,800 credits. Okay, so you just fucking have more than you know what to do with. Um, so but like when you use a credit for something, that person gets a percentage of that, whatever it is. I don't know the percentages of it, but yeah, it's they get something. It's definitely not a lot, but yeah, that's kind of like the risk people run if they put vocals on Spotify, and a a bigger artist may just use them, but most bigger artists will just get some vocalists. But it's
Okay.
good for people like myself that like I can put songs like that on all streaming platforms, and it shows people that I have an ability to be able to work with vocalists. I have the ability to work with people that sing, and it doesn't matter. Um and I think that that's probably my biggest thing is get Splice, get a DAW, and just sit down and make a bunch of trash, and do it until you finally make something. And like you said, you'll do 100 videos. I almost guarantee you, out of the 100, you'll at least find one that you'll be like, "That's pretty good. It's listenable, or it's playable. Hell, it might even be playable to the point of where you can be like, I could even play this out. Like this may go off." guess what? You play it out, it may go off, it may fucking flop. And that happens to me all the time. Dude, couldn't tell you how many times I've made something like before a show and I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be sick. Can't wait to fucking play this shit tonight. I play it, whole crowd's just kind of like, and you're
Damn.
just like, fuck.
You
I mean,
like, oh man,
and it
you
is
try
what it is.
you come out there with like the insane energy. You're like, all right, the next one up, and you play it, and everybody's like, ah, that's crazy.
It happens, man,
Oh
and
man,
but that's also trial and error, and that's, you know, but then again, it could also just be, as far as DJing goes, could have just been like the placement of the song. Like the
yeah,
song I could have played before could have been like a lot more energetic, and then what I played after that was the song I'm so excited about wasn't maybe as energetic, and maybe I thought it would work and maybe it didn't work, and that's I will say this, that's the difficult thing about being a DJ. And I will say to a lot of the people that I know that are not necessarily producers but are more or less a forefront DJ, um, they always do a pretty damn good job at playing to the crowd and doing things like that. And I think that that's you know I think that that's super cool that people can have that ability to like read a crowd really well, and then just their song selection is just fucking always on point, and it just pisses me the fuck off, you know. Not really. It makes
no,
me
I got you,
it makes
I
me
got
smile
you.
because I'm like, damn, like I'm so happy that, like, even if you don't. I will say this, going back to what we kind of started in the very beginning, where you talked about the video on my TikTok. Okay, I remember that video very, very vividly, and this kind of all ties in. Okay, so that video is from a guy. His name's Luca Lush, I think. I said that right, or it's Lush Luca, Luca Lush. I think it's Luca Lush. Anyway, Luca Lush sounds right. If it's not Luca Lush, change it. Yeah, whatever.
It's
Anyway,
one of them. It's one. We'll
it's
figure
at
it
least
out.
one of them, but
Yeah,
it should be Luca Lush.
yeah.
Anyway, uh, no, but that dude's been around for a minute. He's fucking awesome, really, really, really talented. And I remember that video and I saw it and I was like, damn, I have a take for this, because I've been in a local scene for a while, a long while. Um, do I wish I was still in a local like setting at almost 10 years in? Not necessarily, but dude, I've had so many awesome opportunities that I couldn't change it for the world, and I'm just grateful for like every single opportunity I've ever had.
Right.
Like even
Absolutely.
some of the bad ones. I've
Absolutely.
I've
No, because like
I've
you
had
said,
some I've
like
had some bad ones.
like no, like you said as well, like you can take the positive from that, You can take the positive
Yeah.
from that, and like and it really sucks too. It really sucks too. Like when you have that, like, you go into it and you think it's going to be this big thing and it's going to be, absolutely awesome, and then, the crowd doesn't respond to it the way you think they're going to, or, you uh put out this video that you think is going to like get this
Explode.
massive,
Yeah.
it's like it's going to start a conversation, and that's going to start another like sub conversation, and then that's like, everybody's going to talk about this, it's going to be inspiring or whatever, and then it just completely falls flat. You're like, damn. And I think like having to pull yourself out of that is really important,
Yeah.
because if you stay
Definitely.
in that, it can drastically affect your ability to create the next thing, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too. Like, a lot of people say, specifically in content creation, but I mean, this could be music, this could be anything. You could be one upload, you could be one song, you could be one set, you could be one anything away from the next big break, like you
Absolutely.
you you look at,
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously times are very different now, from how they were a decade ago, right? But you got to think,
Yeah.
some artists, just some of the biggest artists, or, content creators, they started with 100 videos that were kind of throwaway, or maybe they would consider that now, right? But then
Yeah.
they put out that one and it just massively exploded. And there's other times where people thought it was going to be this big thing, and then it didn't, but then they said, okay, well, maybe I could have changed the pacing, maybe I could have changed the time, maybe I could, right? Maybe I could have, you know, transitioned into this song 3 minutes earlier, or, you know, like whatever it is, right? So even if something doesn't go the way it's supposed to, being able to look at it positively and then transition that to the next thing that you're going to create, it's very important. It's very important because if you stay in that negative space, you know, and I would imagine kind of anybody, honestly, in content creation and music and anything, they're probably like, this is it. It's over. Like, you know, like I would imagine at some point, everybody has probably thought, you know, maybe everything's riding on this, and this is going to be the big thing that skyrockets everything. And then it doesn't. You're like, I guess it's over for me. You know?
Deflated as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I've felt that once or twice. Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
but then you gotta be able to like come back from that. And it's hard, man. It's so hard to come back from that and be like, you just had like the biggest defeat that you have felt up to that point. How am I gonna take a massive W from here? You know? But it's like if you have that
What?
consistency and you keep going and you genuinely enjoy what you're I believe this was Stan Lee. I believe this was Stan Lee that said this. Rest in peace.
Dude,
Goat. I
yeah,
wanted to meet him
the
so bad, dude.
the
I wanted to meet him so bad. He was
literal
freaking
goat.
awesome. I believe this was Stan Lee. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was him who said, "If you truly enjoy, you genuinely, truthfully enjoy what you do, you will never work a day in your life." And I was like,
True,
"Wow." Like
true.
if you genuinely are doing something because you enjoy it and it's fun and you love it, you're learning something from it and you are applying that to different things as well, and you're learning and growing with it, you will never work a day in your life because you're actually enjoying the process. The good, the bad,
Yeah,
the middle, the horrendous, the highs, the lows, the every season, no matter what season you're in, you will always enjoy it because your passion and your drive is there no matter if you're in a high, no matter if you're in a low, you know? And sometimes
absolutely.
those lows can drive you to the highest highs, you know? It's freaking it's
100%.
definitely crazy, but having a positive mentality is it's huge. It really is
Yeah,
huge, man. Um
and I definitely I've been a lot better at that. You know, like having trying to be more positive, trying to be more like, you know, less like uh I don't know. I can get like antsy sometimes and like, but like at the same time, you know, you just gotta you always have to push through. You
yeah.
really do. And at the end of the day, like I do this for me. I always make that clear to like every single person that ever asks about like me or my music. I do this for me. It's something I've loved to do for many years, and I will continue to do it for many years. Um, maybe I won't be doing like electronic music, in 10 years, but I know I may be doing something a little different. Maybe some pop music or like hip hop.
But
I don't really
something
know.
music related.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be music related, man.
That's
Everything
just
has
what
to
you
be,
feel. That's
yeah, everything has to be somewhat music related. It's just what literally brings me like joy and life and everything. So, it's yeah,
that's what's up, man. I like that. I like that you have such a connection to music. I like that.
yeah,
I really like that, man. Even though you don't know what's gonna happen in 10 years, you're like, hey, I
no
I'm
idea.
still gonna be doing something music related. I like that.
I
Now,
got a plan.
yeah.
I got a long term plan, but it's, you know, right now I'm just having fun making bebop wee wop noises
Yeah.
and making people fucking lose their shit just because it's fun.
Well, you wanna know
It's
what?
fun and I enjoy the hell out of it.
You got a
So
fan. You got a fan, my boy.
yeah,
100%,
yeah.
dog.
I appreciate that too. It's difficult, really, like when you're at this point in this level where I'm at, where I'm I like what I put out. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it out.
Yeah.
But there's so many people that are like me, that are significantly more talented than me, and they probably have less of a following than I do, you know? And that is crazy as shit. And I think where a lot of that does spawn from is this is a take. This is a take right here. Big one. I think a lot of this spawns from a lot of the big fans of electronic music, like
Yeah.
big hardcore die-hard fans of electronic music. Um, and it's not to say that like a lot of the fans like, you know, like only listen to like the top 5% of electronic music artists or whatever, but yeah, I mean it kind of almost is that way sometimes where, you know, it's rough. It's rough because, you know, you know, you're not the person sitting out there playing, you know, Subtronics tunes one after the other, or like slamming Excision through the mixer or whatever, you know. That's cool, and I'm glad that there are people out there that DJ and do that, and it's great. It does make it difficult for like someone, I guess, that is trying to be really original and authentic, and, you know, trying to, you know, really show who they are through their music. It kind of makes it can make it kind of hard, and
Have
where I'm
their
trying to get.
own sound be heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think a part of reason is that is, you know, a lot of fans of electronic music have a hard time, I think, distinguishing the difference between a like a producer and like just a DJ and someone who doesn't produce.
Yeah.
Um, and there's nothing wrong with someone who doesn't produce. Like if you don't want to produce music, cool. Like there is an entire art form to playing and being just a DJ. Like
Right.
no problem, cool, dude. Some of the shit you see, a lot of people who are just like mostly just a DJ, it's wild, especially the guys that are like higher up in the scene. Like it's wild, insane. um but then you have people like in your local scene that kind of like try and imitate that same thing, and you have the crowd and they're there to just rage and have a great time, and I get that, it's cool. But you know, it's like you got to set the tone always,
Right.
and it's kind of where I was getting at with that video is, you know, there's a tone throughout the night that I feel like sort of, you know, all somewhat needs to be set. It just depends on the show though. Like if it's like a super heavy bass show, then like yeah, first person should come out swinging. But if it's like, you know, if you're opening for like an artist who's like, you know, maybe a little more multi-genre, or, you know, they're like more house dominant or whatever, and you're the opening act, and you are just a DJ, and you're playing like the heaviest songs that have come out in the last like month or whatever, it's just like fuck, man. Like that one it's hard for it's like hard for like someone like me to be like to go up there and be like, hey, this is me, this is what I do, because I strongly and truly believe a lot of people have that hard time distinguishing the difference between
Yeah.
like this guy is a DJ, this guy's a producer, and it's a massive difference. Because I mean, when I play my shows, it's I'm playing like 90% of my music. Like
Yeah.
it's
And do you
90% my music and 5% like hip hop, rap music and shit from other artists, and then the other 5% is my homie Spence. Shout out
yeah.
Andrew, because that's unless we're on the same bill, then we don't play each other's shit. But if we're on separate bills, like yeah,
And
and that's how it goes. So
do you feel the pressure to kind of like match who was on before you? Or
oh, sometimes, but a lot of the times I'll just kind of let it ride. It just
yeah.
depends. You know, it really depends on the show. Because like you'll have some people that will just go up there and they're just swinging dick, and it's like it's like 9 p.m. and you're like,
You're like, dude,
dude,
come on,
it's
man.
like, yo, like I mean, like look, this is great, and it is what it is. You know, it's like, dude, it's like it's 9. Like wait till like at least 10. You know,
Yeah.
give people a chance to get in. I don't know, but that's just me personally. Like, and everybody's different, and there is no like you should do this when you're opening. Like you should do this. But as far as if you are just a DJ and you are opening, especially if you're opening for like a headlining act, I feel like you would want to try and cater to the night the best you
Yeah.
can. Like, okay, if you're playing a heavy dubstep bass show, right? Fucking play whatever the hell you want,
Yeah.
whatever, who cares, just like that, because that's probably what they're all ready to fucking hear. But like, let's say you're opening for someone that's, like I said, a little more multi-genre. Like, you don't want to be the guy going up there like playing the heaviest shit imaginable for the 9 p.m. slot, and the guy that comes on after you is like a part of the tour, and he's maybe like a house artist, and you're just like, it just doesn't, so
Yeah.
it's like, if you are a DJ, I think that that's one of the most important things, is know your crowd and respect your crowd, and also respect you having that privilege to like be on stage, right? On the other hand, if you're a producer, play your shit.
Yeah.
Play your fucking shit, and if someone has something to say, you just say, "Look, that was my music, man. I'm like, I was put for this slot. Like, that's my music. I don't know what to tell you, you know?"
Right.
So, and that's probably one of my biggest takes. It's a big take. It's a really big take. And it's a dig. It's a dig at like people, and it's fine, but at the same time, like, I really think it's true, because I mean, think about this. When you go to a concert, right, and you go see a band play, anybody that's above the age of like 10, I would say, could look on stage and be like, that's the drummer, that's the singer, that's the guitar player.
Right.
When a DJ's on stage, it's hard for someone to be like, oh, this is so and so, the local opener. Like, oh, like, man, this is great. Like, you don't really know unless that person's like actually like put out and released music.
Right.
You don't really know. And I mean, I guess the easiest way to find out if they do produce is just go check
Look up
out
their name.
yeah,
Yeah.
look up their name. Go check them out on SoundCloud, because if they're not on Spotify, then they're probably on SoundCloud, and if all they post on SoundCloud is just like a bunch of mixes, then they probably don't really produce much. Or if they
Right.
do, they just don't release it. And if they don't want to release it, that's cool. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
But
But,
a massive takeaway is
yeah,
DJing and producing is very different. Very, very
very,
different.
very different. And
Yeah.
you have people that are producers that they don't even really like to DJ. So like they just kind of do like different styles and formats of DJing, like, and that's cool too. Like, and I have no I, yeah, it's, for me, ever since I started, I think, really pushing music and like working on music, it, I think, really made me understand like what it does take in order to make the music that a lot of these people play out, like
Yeah.
DJs, for example. Like, when they're playing like a Subtronic song out, for example, okay, like, I don't even think most of them would have a single clue of where to even start, of to even come close to making something relatively similar to that. And that to me, when I figured that out, and I was like, fuck, like, man, this takes a lot. Like, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, commitment. It's a lot.
And that's actually funny you bring up Subtronics, because there was a clip that Subtronics posted on Instagram of like replying to somebody saying like, what did DJs even do? And Subtronics is like in his kitchen, or like at his like kitchen table with his laptop, and he's just like playing like just hi-hats, just like
Going
just
through hi-hats or
yeah,
like
just like
snares,
just
whatever. Yeah.
and he's like just testing a bunch of stuff, and he's like, at a moment, like, you see him like, and he's like, no, it's gone. And I was like, man, I was like, oh man, that's so real. Yeah, and I want to say, I know you're a busy guy. I know you got to go, man.
You're good. You're good.
Um, but yo, I want to say thank you so much. You have taught me a lot. We've learned more about you. We've learned more about the music industry. And I got
Yeah.
one last question for you, because like I said, I know you got to
Yeah.
go. knowing
There
what you
you go,
know,
dude.
knowing what you know, and being where you are, would you change anything?
Um, Damn. That is that's a really good question. Um, Man. Okay, so I don't think I would change a lot. I think what I would change is very few things. I would I probably would have never have gone. I used to go by Fisherman, Fisher
Fisherman.
MEN. Yeah, Fisherman. So like it was like technically plural. So Fisher MEN. So like Fisherman, not Fisher,
Fisherman.
because people would be like, "Oh, Fisherman, what's up, dude?" And I'm like, I hated that.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm from the South, so like people just didn't care.
Fisherman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fisherman, what up, dude? And I'm like, "No, dude, fuck this." So I held on to that for a while. And I wish I would have had a name change. I actually didn't change my name to Shosstah until 2020.
I was
So
gonna ask you, when did you like come up with
yeah,
Shasta? It was
um,
2020.
it was
Interesting.
yeah, it was just a random like word, and I know there's so after I made my name, I didn't know that there was like it's like a soda or like a sparkling water. They're called Shostas, but they're spelled
Really?
yeah, they're spelled
Really?
different. It's spelled
No
completely
way.
different. So
Huh.
the way I spell it is like when I typed it into like the voice reader or whatever, or like the thing where it can I guess play it back. My brain's blanking right now.
Text to speech?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I typed it in, and like I had to make sure that like it sounded like when it went through the text to speech, it said Shasta instead of because I think it was like saying like Shosstah and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
still sometimes I'll have people fucking say that, and I'm like, eh,
Shasta,
it could be
Shosta.
it could
Yeah.
be worse. It could be
Yeah.
worse. You know, it's not Fisherman anymore.
Yeah.
Um, but
I
that probably would have been
Fisherman.
yeah, that probably would have been the biggest thing that I would definitely have changed was probably not gone by Fisherman. Um, because I actually I had something happen with a good buddy of mine. It was really cool at the time. And like if it happened again, I'd still think it's really cool. But um, so uh, speaking of Excision, Mr. Dino Man himself, um, he uh, he used to have this like yearly thing where he would release a Shambhala mix, which Shambhala is a music festival. I think it's in British Columbia. I could totally be wrong on that, but anyway, so he would have these like mixes yearly, and I would listen to these like in high school and shit because I was a big like old school Excision fan. Um, and 2015 he played one of my tracks out that I had made with uh, who's basically my manager now,
Really?
and that was super cool. So the song was called Left Behind. I don't think it's on like any streaming services anymore because I think Justin like purged it like from everything.
Damn.
It may be on Spotify. I'm not entirely sure anymore, but I went and checked a while ago and I didn't see it. But you can like go listen to the mix and it's in there. Um, like one of the first like 4 or 5 songs too. So it was like that was a huge moment for me, and like I feel like if I maybe would have had like the name Shasta at that time, like things maybe
Yeah.
would be a little different now. But it's all good. Like that's like a part of it, and that's kind of I kind of like that I'm a little bit more like tucked back now because honestly, if I would have got popular in like my mid 20s, I would have probably just fucked off and like I probably wouldn't have been active as making music. I wouldn't have been taking it as seriously. I wouldn't have
Wouldn't really know like where to take it and
yeah,
be where you're at now.
exactly.
Maybe.
I probably would have been drinking a shitload like like yeah, like that's just yeah. So I'm like fortunate for that. So like there's good that came out of that rather than like me dwelling on like man, oh, missed opportunity. Oh, poor pitiful
So
me.
it
Like
it
I
was
don't
another
fucking care,
opportunity.
man.
It was another
Yeah.
opportunity you could learn from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And to segue a little bit off of that, the song that I had made with uh my manager. It was with this guy. His name's Gravity. He is a very, very, very talented MC from the UK. Um, amazing, amazing. It literally crushed the song. So I'll leave you with a little exclusive little tidbit. So
Oh,
I reached out to Gravity about like 6 or 7 months ago, uh, and we have a song that I have him featured on that is finished, um, and it'll be coming out sometime. I don't know when yet. I
okay.
still got to chip it over to some people and see um, where it all lies, and but it's a really good tune. I'm like super duper proud of it. It's a kind of like a full circle moment for me, and yeah, that's something I'm like really really excited about. I haven't really shared that hardly with anybody except for like super close friends.
I'm
um
absolutely honored. Thank you very
so
much, man.
yeah, dude. No, and I guess if anything, like the last thing I want to say is like to all of my like friends, all of the people that like actually support me and like listen to my music and like actively follow me, like it means like a lot. And to like have an opportunity to like speak and like be on this platform, I think is awesome. I think you're doing a great job, man, and you need to keep working, going hard what you're doing because it's great. You're extraordinarily professional, and yeah, it's been awesome. But I want to shout out a couple of like my good friends. My homie Colin, he goes by Fiction. He's a great dude. He helps me with a lot of stuff. I I consider him my second manager, even though he wants to say consulting. Um, really good dude and helps me a lot. Uh, my homie Andrew Spencer, or not Spencer, Andrew. He goes by Spence. Um, amazing guy, makes incredible music. I just met him a few years ago, and um, getting to like connect with him. He's dude. He like when I first saw him play. I mean, we played like a local show together. I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this kid?" He's older than me, but it was
Isn't
like
it funny how that always works, man? You're like, who is this kid? And you're like, dude, I'm like
who
5 years older than you. What? What?
yeah.
You're like,
He's a
what?
year older, but it's
Yeah.
like it's one of those things. I'm like, man, who fuck is this guy? And yeah, and biggest shout out to my girlfriend for always putting up with my shit and me playing music at wild, odd hours of the night. It's it's just been yeah, it's been amazing having her like be super supportive of what I do. You know, she's amazing, like my literal best friend. We've been together for like 2 years. So, um, yeah, if it wasn't for her, a lot of this would probably be a fuckload harder. You know, just she puts me in that right mindset and always pushes me to like be better and do better. And yeah, if it wasn't for her, I'd have a rough go at I think all of this at this point.
Hey, man.
My friends help me a lot, but she helps me more than a lot. And my family. I have a great family, so
I love that. I
my
absolutely love
family's
that.
awesome.
I absolutely love that, man. Shosstah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being real. Thank you so much for
Dude,
being
yeah,
a real homie, a real just human, down to earth, chill, cool, talented, awesome person, man. Dedicated to the craft, stayed with it. You got a plan as well,
yeah,
like you said, man. You definitely got a pretty decent plan for the next decade, maybe more. And
yeah.
you have very good insight. You got very good insight. You are
Thank you.
very intellectual, and I appreciate your kind words as well, man. Thank you so much. We
Of course, dude.
appreciate you. We thank you very much for your time, Shosstah. Before you go, I gotta do like a Sean Evans, man. Like this camera, this camera. What do you got to say to the people, man? No,
Yeah.
no. I
So
say this camera because I got a camera there. I got a camera there. I got a camera there. I got so many cameras. It's only my angle though. It's only I'm like I'm looking over here. Yo,
I I have something coming. I think it's let me check calendar real quick. Yeah, September 22nd will be my next single. It's called Bite. It's really dope.
Bite.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bite,
Okay.
Bite.
Bite.
Like
Yeah. Does it have anything to do
yeah.
with wolves? Because you know I'm gonna love that.
No,
Oh, come on, man.
I had this I found this really dope vocal and I was like, man, I just gotta throw some like really like low deep dubstep shit over this, and that's kind of what it surfaced to be, and it's one of my favorites to kind of play live right now. So, and it's been going off every time I've played it. So I'm like, this is kind of the time for this one.
Make that
And
the
then
single. Yeah,
yeah,
I like that. And hey,
after that I'll have a few like remixes that'll just be like SoundCloud, YouTube kind of releases. Um, yeah. Aside from that,
and then you
I have
said November.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
doing a single every week in November. Yes.
yep, single
Okay.
every week in November. I have 2 shows coming up. Um, what is that? September 29th. I'll
Okay.
be uh opening for Tape B. Super dope guy. You need to go listen to his shit.
Absolutely.
Love
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, go check go raid his SoundCloud because he does like a lot of really dope remixes and stuff. He's kind of someone who's like inspired me to start doing a little more remix stuff. And my next show after that will be in October 27th in Chattanooga, at Barrel House. I'm super stoked for that. It's like my first regional show I've had in like a really long time, and it's like a super full circle moment because I'm opening for Borgor again, like almost 10 years later, which is fucking cool as shit. So
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
I
Yo,
think that's it.
Shosstah,
At
again,
Shosstah,
Shosstah.com. Check him out. Stream up his songs, Spotify, SoundCloud. Check him out on all of his socials. Shosstah, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, brother. And I hope you have a wonderful concert as well, man.
oh yeah,
Hopefully it's a great freaking time. Thank you so much, my man. We appreciate you, my boy. Yo,
dude, thank you, bro.
hey, be easy. And I appreciate you. Yo, take care,
Easy,
homie.
buddy.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
take care. Good freaking guy, man. Can we get a yo? Let's run that back, man. Let's run that back, bro. Good freaking guy. A good freaking guy, man. Really good freaking guy. Solid dude. Shosstah's a homie. Shosstah is a freaking homie, man. Absolute homie. Yo. All right, man. We're going to I do have yo, Wolfpack, what'd you guys think about that, man? What'd you guys think about that? Yo, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, man. I enjoyed every second of that. That was freaking awesome. Like I said, Shosstah's the homie, dude. Love Shosstah. Love Shosstah, man. Yo, I do have Shosstah's social link in the description. But if you guys want to go check him out on Spotify specifically, I put that in the chat right there. If you guys want to check that out, man. If you guys have any questions as well, be sure to leave those. Once this becomes a VOD, leave them in the comment section. Again, if you're listening on Spotify, scroll down a little bit, leave that in the Q&A section. I'll go back, I will comment on that. And if you guys haven't already done so, man, please follow Shosstah, man. Follow Shosstah on all his platforms, and please drop the podcast a like if you enjoyed this episode and you guys would like to see more like kind of live interview style episodes. Definitely be sure to drop a like on this and let me know what you guys thought about it. But that is all we got for today, man. So we are going to we're gonna send out. How about we send out on you know what, let's send out on Higher. How about that, man? How about that? We're gonna send out on Higher. Okay, I absolutely love this song. I love this song, man. Again, we got How I Feel, we got WTF, Dusty Bits, Running Back, Havoc, Higher. So many songs, new songs coming out November, single every single week. Throughout November, man. Good freaking stuff. Really good freaking stuff, man. Wolfpack, thank you guys very much for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you guys so freaking much, man. And thank you so much, Shosstah. Thank you so much to everybody that has Shosstah's back as well, man. Thank you guys very much for inspiring him. Thank you again to his girlfriend as well. Like just nothing but good stuff. Nothing but good stuff, man. I know for a fact he definitely respects all of you guys. He appreciates you guys, and I do too, man. Thank you very much. I'm very fortunate and grateful to have met Shosstah and to have had his time today to be able to talk. It was really fun. It was really, really fun. Wolfpack, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.